And now Chef Jason is here in the kitchen with me, and we're gonna cook with chestnuts. I'm so excited about this because I've never had a chestnut in my entire life. So what are we gonna do?
Basically what we have is, we're gonna do a little chestnut stuffing. I'm gonna throw in bartlett pears with it today. And so basically, the first I'd like to do is show you how to, I guess, roast a chestnut.
All right.
So the chestnuts, basically, you got a flat side and you got an oval side. What we wanna do is basically score it, put an X on the oval side.
Okay.
Chestnuts tend to be a little bit tough.
You have to push pretty hard, huh?
You have to push down pretty good. I want to get a nice deep score across the top of it. Basically, this X is going to roll into a dish. A little bit of salt, a little bit of water.
Not a lot of water, though.
No, just a little bit to get basically the bottom of the dish wet. Because basically, we're going to roll it for about 10 minutes into the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. We're going to watch these chestnuts. When they pull out, they're going to bloom up top, kind of like a flower. Chestnuts aren't really that difficult to work with. The most important part is basically when we pull them out of the oven, we're going to want to work with them while they're still hot. Because if we let any time elapse, basically the chestnuts tend to wrap back up.
Oh, okay.
And so the skin won't peel off.
And these are
right here's the finished
peeled
product.
Chestnuts, right
we
there.
rolled them off yesterday, and in the stuffing, we also want to throw in some pears, some roasted cauliflower, some roasted carrots. I also have bread down here that was from yesterday.
Okay.
Toasted it off in the oven for a little bit, warmed it up. So basically, we got some nice tooth or crunch when we bite down later.
Great. Can I try one of these before?
You bet.
All right. So just. I've never had anything that tastes like that.
Yeah, it's chestnut's its
wonderful.
own little creature because basically, most nuts, dry. Chestnuts are meaty.
Right.
Gonna be a lot of moisture in the nut.
And it's a little bit sweet.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. So let's start putting the stuffing together.
You bet. What we're gonna do is while I'm working, I'm gonna get this heat going.
Okay.
Basically, right here I have a little temperature of chicken stock and milk, like probably about 2-3 cups of each. All I'm gonna do is get it warm. While I'm doing this, take this bread, start throwing it in that bowl for me.
Okay.
About half of it.
All right. I can do that.
And on my chicken stock and milk here, I'm gonna throw a little bit of thyme in with it.
All right.
Basically, I like infuse my liquids with a little bit of herb. Basically, thyme, parsley, sage, anything that's good this time of year. Then I'm gonna throw my peppercorns in there, some chili peppers too.
Heat it up a little bit.
You bet. All we're gonna do is just get this all tempered together, have the flavors run through the milk and the stock.
All right, is this enough?
That should be plenty.
Great.
What I do on this is, I got this mixing bowl over here. Go ahead and grab that too. Here's my yolks. Usually 4 to 6 would be plenty. As we get this mixture warming up right here, got all these flavors working. I'm gonna take this off the heat. Kill that heat. I'll bring this to my egg yolks, slowly tempered in, just so we don't make an omelet.
you don't want it so hot that it's gonna
Not so it curdles
cook
up.
the eggs
You
right
bet.
away. Okay.
Basically with stuffing, everybody likes their stuffing. Grandma likes it dry, I don't. So what we're gonna do is basically, depending on how dry your breadcrumbs are, how much moisture you got here, it's kind of like a touch and feel thing. So I like mine a little bit more wet than most.
All right. Well, and the bread, it didn't feel like all the moisture was gone out of the bread.
No, but
Mostly.
it's crunchy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pour this right into it. And we're gonna just start folding a little bit at a time, just to see,
Okay.
take it to consistency we want. While you got that, I'm just gonna salt and
Salt
go.
and okay. And how do you know when it's the consistency you want it? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for that moisture, that liquid to dry up.
Oh, okay.
And kind of we'll just feel, kind of a feel after that. While we're going, I'm just gonna start adding all this into a little bit.
Roasted carrots.
Roasted carrots, got a little bit of shallot in there. I roasted with it, some thyme. Then we got the chestnuts.
Wonderful. And the chestnuts, did you add any salt or anything, or are they just?
Just when we roasted them, I peeled them. All it was just a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't add any salt after?
No, nothing added afterwards.
Okay.
And then here's the cauliflower. It's
Cauliflower.
roasted too, just basically a little bit of shallot in there, a little bit more thyme again, and a little bit of butter.
All right.
You bet.
You browned your cauliflower a little.
You bet. A little pan roast.
All right.
And also we got a little bit of sweet from the bartlett pears.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna
We
be
got all the
good.
flavors of the fall, so
And we're almost soaked up all that.
you bet. While we're doing that, I was going to put a little bit of my roasting dish here. I got a little bit of oil in the bottom. Olive oil usually works best. All I'm going to do is just kind of basically coat the outsides of my dish, just so I can get everything from sticking later on when we pull it out of the oven. So basically into the bowl we go. Everything should just pile right in.
And how do you like to serve your stuffing? Just
I like serving stuffing just with about any type of roasted meat coming out this winter. So the old fable, people used to stuff it in turkeys. I'm like, not a good idea. Putting stuffing inside of an animal that never actually really meets full temperature inside. So
if you're going to stick it in there, cook the turkey first, right?
You bet.
All right.
So basically I'm just going to pat this down. And when I'm packing down, I can see the moisture popping back out of the bread. So I'm like, everything looks just right. So roll with that. And I'm going to roll it with a tinfoil and also plastic wrap underneath. Plastic wrap's going to help keep that moisture inside.
Okay.
You could also cook this in a water bath. And in the water bath, what that'll do, it will help you from overcooking it. So basically what we do is grab a bigger, I guess, roasting pan, fill it halfway with water, bring water up the sides. Then you could idiot-proof your dish.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, then tin foil over that, and we'll pop it in the oven.
Got it.
Great. And how long does it spend in the oven?
I'm gonna put this size, probably a half hour would be plenty. Half hour, we'll do it same 350.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab the nuts back out, put this in.
Are they ready?
Yeah, they're pretty close. I should be able to get them scored, pulled open.
They've opened up a little bit there.
A little bit. Right here, we can see how it's starting to bud open. So basically, it's gonna roll right off. There's your chestnut coming out.
Okay.
Voila, we're good to go. You got a little thin skin here.
So you want to peel that away too,
You
so
can.
it looks just like that.
You bet. It is edible. I mean, for a finished product, it's pretty. It's very important not to let them cool off without peeling them. Also, we'll be doing this all over again, which I don't really enjoy. There we go.
All right. Wonderful.
Awesome. So we'll get this baby out of the oven and then rip this foil off, check it for doneness, and hopefully we're good to go. Fantastic. You can see how the plastic keeps all that good flavor in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can already start to smell it even with the plastic wrap.
there we go. Everybody's always afraid of the plastic. That's the best part. It keeps it in. What I want to do now is basically throw it back in the oven, turn it up to broil, kind of get a nice little brownness on the top.
Great.
And it should be voila, ready to go. Up on the top rack, she should be good. About 10 minutes, be good to go.
It looks wonderful, and
Yeah.
it smells wonderful.
Turned out pretty sweet.
Let's see how it tastes.
Take it out a little bit. There we go. Nice.
All right.
You bet.
It looks great. I'm looking for a chestnut. God, it's delicious.
You bet. Grandma's stuffing. Yeah.
Chef Jason, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you, Charity.